The diner clock ticked past midnight when the bell above the door rang. 3 strangers walked in. Broad shoulders, cold eyes, silence heavy as storm clouds. The waitress behind the counter froze, because one of those men knew her real name, the name she buried years ago. If you're already hooked, subscribe now for more true cinematic stories of silent strength. The little town diner smelled of burnt coffee and fried onions, the kind of scent that clung to the walls after decades of late-night hours. A neon sign buzzed outside, flickering against the rain-slick window. Inside, plates clinked, forks scraped, conversation carried in gentle murmurs until the strangers entered. Every head turned. They didn't belong here, and everyone knew it. Boots heavy, eyes sharp, voices low enough to whisper without being overheard. They slid into a corner booth, their presence bending the atmosphere until even the jukebox seemed to fall quiet. Behind the counter, Emily poured coffee, her smile tight, her hands trembling. To most, she looked like a tired waitress on another long shift. But inside her chest, her heart raced like a trapped bird. Because Emily carried a secret hand, these men carried the past she had tried to bury. Years ago, she had escaped. A life tethered to dangerous men, debts carved in blood, and a single night of violence that still haunted her dreams. She had fled under another name, settling into this small town, building a quiet existence where no one asked too many questions, but survival had its cost. And now, the past had walked through the door. The regulars in the diner felt it too. Conversations faded. Forks stopped midair. Heavy unease crawled like smoke through the room. Everyone pretended not to notice. But silence itself became the loudest sound. Emily tried to steady her breath, filling cups and wiping counters, but the stranger's eyes followed her every step. One of them leaned back, smirking like a man who knew time was on his side. Then the door opened again. The bell jingled, but this time the sound carried relief. 6 men stepped inside, not rowdy locals, not strangers looking for trouble. Dan, these men carried themselves with a weight only. Earned in battle, Navy SEALs. Their movements were precise, deliberate, as though every step had purpose. They didn't rush, they didn't posture. They simply observed, scanning the room with calm, practiced eyes. The tension shifted like a sudden gust of wind. The strangers in the booth stiffened, their confidence faltering. Power had entered the room. Emily felt it too. For years, she had hidden in silence. But now, someone else's silence carried strength. The SEALs didn't speak at first. They ordered. Nothing. Their leader, tall and composed, with eyes steady as stone, finally looked toward the counter. His voice was quiet, but it cut through the diner like a blade. "Ma'am," he said, "is everything all right here?" The question struck Emily's heart. Her throat tightened. She wanted to nod, to lie, to hide like she always had. But the weight of years pressed against her chest. The strangers leaned forward in their booth. Waiting for her answer, her hand shook. A lifetime of fear clawed at her, but her voice, though trembling, finally broke free. Barely louder than a prayer, she whispered, "No, I'm not safe." The diner held its breath. The shift was immediate. The SEALs rose as one, chairs scraping the floor in unison. Their boots struck the ground with purpose, each step echoing like thunder in the silent room. The men in the corner scrambled to their feet, but hesitation betrayed them. The SEALs closed the distance with quiet efficiency, trained movements, precise as lightning. In seconds, the strangers were pinned, their arrogance stripped away, their wrists bound. It wasn't chaos. It wasn't noise. It was a word of storm contained before it ever broke. Emily stood frozen behind the counter, tears burning in her eyes. For years she had carried her secret like a burden, believing she would always be alone. Now men she had never met had placed themselves between her and the darkness that once owned her. The leader turned to her, his voice steady yet kind. "It's over now. You don't have to run anymore." Emily's knees nearly gave out. Her silence had been her prison. Now it became her freedom. The diner stirred again. Conversations whispered. Forks resumed. But something lingered in the air, a quiet respect for the woman who had faced her past, and for the silent strength of those who stood for her. That night, Emily learned a truth she would carry forever. Sometimes the loudest courage is spoken in whispers, and another, respect isn't demanded, it's earned in silence when no one else dares to stand. The neon sign outside hummed again, the rain eased, and inside, life resumed. But nothing was quite the same. Some battles are fought without witnesses. Others are fought in front of a room that pretends not to see. But true strength's island, steady, unshaken, has a way of shifting the balance. Wherever you're watching from tonight, share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever carried a secret that weighed heavier than the truth? And if this story moved you, subscribe for more tales of quiet courage stories that honor the silent heroes among us, because sometimes silence isn't weakness. Sometimes silence is the shield.